Loser Monday. It's Loser Monday here on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
The Cowboys are finished. You understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
That was dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gregg.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host.
Yeah, that's me. I'm your host, Joe Blow, whatever. I don't give a shit. It's fucking Loser Day Monday.
Joe Blow.
Yeah, Joe Blow, Freddie Flo.
Fuck this fucking shit. Fucking A. Fuck. What else are you
supposed to say? This is fucking Giants fucking lost Monday. I am so sick to death of getting just humiliated like this on a constant basis by this football team that just can't ever seem to be prepared for
humiliated. I mean, it was embarrassing. It was. I'd rather suck my dirty socks than to watch what we watched yesterday. And my socks are fucking dirty. Let me tell you. Fucking tell you. Fucking, you can throw them up against the wall and they'll stick.
I mean, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. Since I'm sitting here doing two things at once, I'm going to focus on doing one thing at once, and that's going to go ahead and throw it over to my friend Jessy. Who I can't ever point it the right direction. Jessy, how are you doing today? Now, I come onto the microphone today before we even load up the show, and Jessy, that fart must have lasted almost fucking 23 seconds. If we'd have had the timer on, I'm telling you what, that would have been a 23-second fart easily.
Oh, that
I was getting ready to call the Guinness World Records, John.
It wasn't even my best of the day.
Not even, well, I'll tell you what, that was
cabbage
incredible.
and collard greens. That's what I've been having this week.
And I'm gonna say this too. Hey, ladies, that's a virgin. All right. How are you down there, my friend Scott from Barrow and Ferns, UK?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, John. Personally, I'm good, but this team is not good. That's something we can definitely all agree on. Yeah, last night was an absolute fucking disaster, wasn't it, from start to finish? Mr. Foldy Arms man did make me laugh when I was a glutton for punishment and watched last night's mashup at lunchtime. Yeah, it did make me giggle a little bit.
Mr.
But
Foldy Arms,
Mr. Foldy Arms himself.
Foldy Arms.
It was a shit show.
It was
a shit show.
It always is a shit show. That's the thing that drives me absolutely crazy. We mentioned this on the mashup yesterday. How many times a year do you think that this team is actually ready to play football at 1 o'clock on Sunday or whatever time kickoff is? How often do you think they are? Once a year? Twice a year at the most?
I mean, look, it's been, 2 games this year so far. I guess most of the Eagles games, surprisingly enough, they didn't wipe the fucking floor. But they didn't wipe the floor with us. I mean, we hung around with them. I mean, we were even leading at certain points. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of this team, to be honest with you. I can't. The end of the season, it doesn't come, fast enough, to be honest with you. I know, we talked about on the bunker a little bit, about firing Ron now, firing Ron later. What's the point? What's like who we get? Like there's like, regardless of the situation, top to bottom, everything must go. I mean, and I even think I convinced our buddy Andy Burrows, who we've had an argument in the past couple, weeks about, certain players, keeping certain players. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody's out there for to get, if we get a good enough offer for Terry McLaurin, you take it, you blow everything up. Whoever's coming in, it's the most important hire of this in the entirety of this franchise. I think, coming up in the season, whoever this GM is going to be, it is big. It is, but for where we've been the past some odd years, 25 plus odd years, towards the future of this team, and we got to get this thing changed. Otherwise, you're going to lose people for good. You brought some people back. Okay, from
and this is what new ownership. This is what you gave them.
And now it's time for Josh Harris to make the most important decision of his life. I mean, of this franchise's life, in my opinion.
Well, I think that that's a long franchise, but I think there's merit in that, yeah, man, this is a fan base that is all but crumbled. It's all but gone, right? Snyder getting sold brought a lot of people back. We saw how many people showed up at the rallies and all that kind of stuff like that. Sellouts at a couple of games. Of course, they do have a sliding scale for sellouts, but we've seen that stadium get a little crowded. They begged us. They asked us to come back. Yeah. And, it's not even about the product on the field, all right? You have no guarantee going into anything that you buy a ticket for that you're going to get a good game or a win or anything like that. You might buy a ticket at the beginning of the season, too great, but both quarterbacks end up hurt and you end up getting Joe Schmo against Billy Blow. But the fact of the matter is, it's the piss poor, unbelievably bad fucking play out there on the field. It is the absolute lack of give a fuck by any of the coaches. I don't care what they want to fucking tell me. I'm tired of people lecturing me and telling me you don't know what goes on. You know what? Here's what I see. I know that goes on. Nothing. They don't change a fucking thing. They don't do a fucking thing. And we look like we don't know what the fuck we're doing on a weekly basis. Defensively, I'm mostly. And it is so fucking aggravating. Today,
I'll put the offense in there too, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The offense has been up and down. The defense, fuck this. And I'm listening to Ron Rivera today. Oh, we had a good meeting today. How the fuck did you have a good meeting today? The only way I can see anybody on this staff named Ron Rivera, who is in charge of everything, having a good meeting today is if they had to haul you out in an ambulance and take you to the hospital to get your goddamn foot fucking set in plaster because you broke it off in a bunch of asses. I just don't understand it. There you go. Thank you, Jesse.
That's what it's all about.
All right, Scott, save me from myself before I have a stroke.
Fucking John's vein.
John's having an aneurysm. John is having an aneurysm right now. There is a TIA. His watch has gone off.
They're not.
I get you, John.
I mean, I get it. You're 6 turnovers. You're not going to escape that kind of stuff. It's a bad game and all that kind of stuff like that. But it happens so regularly. So regularly. I know we all predicted victory, but did you believe it? You knew when it started to happen. You were like, "Oh fuck!" The first interception, you're like, "Fuck, here we go."
Who predicted victories?
You're absolutely right, though. You're absolutely right, though, John. It is. What do they do? Like Andy said yesterday, and I agree with him. What do they do during the week? I mean, look, if you're a Commanders player, right? You're a professional. You are a professional football player, and you are signed to the 53-man roster at the Washington Commanders. You have hit the fucking jackpot because nobody's going to hold you accountable. No one's going to give a shit who you are. Half the players on this team aren't going to be here next year. They couldn't give 2 fucks either way because at the end of the day, they're millionaires or they're on their way to being millionaires. They don't give a shit whether you're paying $150 for a ticket or what you're spending on this team or what your fandom means to them. They don't care. Show me a player that's genuinely, apart from Terry McLaurin, who did look pissed off on the sideline, but show me a player or a coach for that matter who gives a shit.
I never like to think that the players are just going to, we just cashed in and fuck it all. But
they're fucking mercenaries, John. And this is a business.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of times I think if they have that attitude, they don't realize that without us, you don't have a game to play. Mm-hmm. We paid everything. The billions
you're generated
for your sport comes from
absolutely right.
So,
but doesn't it just get so frustrating because my fandom is young, right?
Yeah,
my fandom is absolutely young, and I'm getting told off my
fucking stillborn
being too loud. But I get you. It's stillborn, yeah. But it's like you look at it and you go, well, hold on. I've known nothing but misery. Yeah. At least you had a Super Bowl to watch.
3 of
both
them.
of you.
4 of them.
Well, yeah, both of you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know what you mean. For 3 of them,
I've seen 5 of them. 3 of them worth watching.
But John, it's just. We're just sick of it now. And I think no matter what we say or what we say on this podcast or what we do, I'm with Keith. I'm starting to feel checked out already.
Listen, you just heard me say I've seen all 5 of our Super Bowls. Okay, granted, the first one was when I was 9, but I've seen them. Okay, and the fact of the matter is that I'm starting to feel that way.
Correct, John.
That's like for me throwing over one of my kids or something.
Good comment by Scott G. Says everybody mocked Brady for his sideline outburst, but I am waiting for a player to light up for this team on the sideline. Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see it too. I think last year we saw some frustrations, or maybe it was the year before that between Daron Payne and John Allen. But that's neither here nor there as far as now, like what's going on now. And I will never believe, and Andy was talking about it a little while ago, but I can't for the life of me believe a professional athlete, especially so many of them that are actually playing for contracts, will just give up. I don't think
they're on film.
I think there's frustrations among all of them, or at least most of them. But I just don't. I can't buy into the fact that they're just going to pack it in. Because I think they're playing for future revenue for themselves.
I understand that. I understand that completely.
Let me read you this. We're talking about who's going to fire it up on the sidelines and yell at the players. Who's going to yell? All right. Well, okay. This is who's this? The Giants, Isaiah, whatever his name is, the tight end. All right. On if Washington adjusted much, not really. Their main plan seemed to be that they wanted to play man and let their D line do what they do. They had some success with the sacks and stuff, but playing man in the NFL for an entire game isn't easy. And we got guys who can make plays. So we started doing that, and I didn't really notice a counter. They stuck with their plan. So, a player can go over there and goddamn scream his head off on the sidelines, but the freaking moron that's over there hiding behind his little bookmark, he ain't listening. And he's the one that's the fucking problem. We could talk all day. Did you hear after the game yesterday, fucking Benjamin St. Just said we had communication issues. Jesus Christ, is it 2018 still? We've been hearing this fucking thing for years.
I thought as soon as we got rid of what's his name, the fucking cornerback, William Jackson, it was all sorted. It was all back to normal.
Right. And to be honest, you're right, Scott. Like they did play better after they. That's the thing, but they're going away from the zone match that they played well in.
Mm-hmm. He just said so.
Going to play predominantly man. Like,
and if you want to,
I don't fucking get that. I don't get
what I don't get either is, okay, if that's what you're going to do, how is it that St. Just, this is his third year in this system? Curl, this is his third year in this system. This is Butler's second year. How is it they still don't know how to fucking communicate out there on the field? This has been a refrain since Jack got here. This is the thing that drives me absolutely fucking crazy. Oh, it's a complex scheme. It's so fucking mind-bending that no one can play it.
If they're playing man, playing man isn't a complex scheme. You're man on man. Like that. That's what is going on.
Right. Here's the example by what the tight end there Hodges is talking about. Mm-hmm. Here's the example. Please go back and watch Saquon Barkley's second touchdown yesterday.
Oh yeah,
they're on the 6-yard line. They're on the 6-yard line, right? 6-yard line, and they're playing man. Mm-hmm. What the fuck are you doing,
dude? He was lined out wide
at that stage. You can see what's happening. You can see.
You're right, Peacecraft. That was a huge loss. The fact of the matter is we're talking fundamental stuff here. Yeah, not players. Fundamental stuff here. When did go zone and when did
coaching everything?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all wrong. And just enough's enough. They're not. I mean, honestly, here's one for you. I mean, I tweeted Jay Gruden last night and he liked it, which is quite funny actually. Cool. I said, what are you doing tomorrow? Do you fancy getting away from the family at Thanksgiving? Because in all honesty, right, what difference? I know he was a shit coach as well, but what's the difference?
He was a good offensive coordinator. He was a good offensive mind.
He was. And he was okay at Jacksonville as well.
Any day right now.
Dude,
what is the difference? What is the difference between when he was in charge of us and Ron Rivera's in charge of us? Because this is perennial 500 football, or just about. Mm. And right now, this is not 500. No. And I remember quite rightly, we had the second overall pick at one point. So Ron is. And his seat should not be hot.
Blame it on injuries. You can't blame it on injuries.
Correct. Like this. I've seen this team in years.
Yeah.
How can you blame it on injuries? How can you blame it on injuries when they have no offensive line and you're playing a third string quarterback?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sorry, Jesse. Only target is Barkley.
New York. They have mounds and mounds of injuries on that team. I mean, we're going up against scrubs. They have some serious hey, this is why we're 3-6. Because we don't have our starting quarterback. 90% of our line has been injured all week long. A lot of our defensive players, we don't have enough, so they have excuses. we don't have excuses.
No, none whatsoever.
There's no excuses for this team right now.
Well, they played well at the front. They got after DeVito. They sacked him 9 times. But the plays that he wasn't sacked, he lit them up. He ate
wide
them
open. Listen, Cam Curl had his worst game in a Commander's uniform,
Sure,
I believe, yesterday. Fuller did not play well whatsoever.
The only one played halfway decent was Forbes.
Yeah, that's what I would say. The one player in that defensive backfield that played good was Forbes. And shout out to John's guy, David Mayo. I mean, listen.
3 sacks. 3 sacks.
Well, not only the sacks, dude was flying around in the game. He fucking nailed that tight end and stopped him cold.
The front 7 was good yesterday. The issue was the back end.
Yeah.
And that goes on Peacecraft's, to Peacecraft's point. Absolutely 100% right. The loss of Chris Harris was huge.
Yeah. But you know what? When they're stuck playing man all damn day and the Giants go, oh, hey, you know what? If we just do this, we can do whatever we want. I mean, when you're seeing tweets from people that are in the national media today showing X's and O's of how Saquon Barkley scores his first touchdown, and he says I can't even remember what his name is, but he says it is mind-boggling to me that in the NFL that this route can get this wide open. Yeah, it's to me, it's too late now. See, that's the thing. We've been yelling about coaching for a while now, okay, but it's too late. You can't do anything now, and everybody's talking about come Friday after we get our ass kicked by Dallas. It's going to accomplish nothing now. It's too late. Yeah. And then you're going to throw Bieniemy into a situation where he's not going to do well, and it's just not. It's going to fucking implode. So if they don't fire him from here on out, okay, whatever. I'm going to bitch until the day is done.
It's like this. And I understand why people want hold someone accountable. They want you're going to hold them accountable at the end of the season. Putting Bieniemy, in my opinion, only hurts Sam Howell. Giving Bieniemy more. More stuff he's got to worry about. I think he needs to worry about his job for one, and he needs to worry about Sam Howell. Like that's what Bieniemy needs to do.
Yeah. There's other things I want to see developed. KJ Henry, I tell you what, I think we got a player there. So as bad as it was yesterday, there were some positive. KJ Henry was definitely one of them. Please go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just got 2 points really, and I want to try and take the positives if we can take a morsel of positivity out of it all. Clearly, the rest of this season is just about development of Sam Howell. Have we got the guy? Is he there? Is it everything we thought that he could be? There are other players, like you said there. KJ Henry, had a decent enough game. But looking at it in the bigger scheme of things now, there's 2 things I want to address there about firing. I have been on the train of firing people. Absolutely. Get rid now, do this now, because your heart says they've got to fucking go. But when you step back and you take a moment and a breath and you think to yourself, actually, let's think of this logically. Doing that right now is not going to be the right idea for Josh Harris either, because the new coaching staff that come in then think to themselves after 10 games, oh shit, am I on the hot seat here? Am I going to get fired quite quickly because of his reputation of what he's done in the NBA? That does not help the situation at all either. The second thing that's really going to be a bit of a positive over the offseason, and I know I'm looking towards the offseason, which is not always the best thing to do, but the eventual GM and head coach that's coming in here, they're going to have 90 million in cap space, 3 picks in the top 40, 5 picks in the top 100, a possible QB to build around. It's a good destination to come here as a DC or a head coach or even an offensive coach.
Yeah. We just,
what I mean? This is going to be a desirable destination, new ownership, new fan base, a fan base that's, going to be hopefully, enthralled about and excited about what can happen with Sam Howell. But we're clutching at straws again. I just want to see winning football.
I believe there's talent here. It's not a ton of talent, but I think if you are a new coach or somebody that's on the market or something like that, and you look at, if you're on the defensive side of the ball, of course, Allen and Payne are going to stick out to you there. You look at Henry and you think about that. You look at these defensive backs because Forbes is young. They can't be as bad as they are constantly left out to play. They're always fucking found out. Whatever Jack.
I don't think State Juice is good.
I don't know that it's maybe it wouldn't float your boat, but on offense you've got decent receivers, you've got some decent speed, you've got a good running back. There is, and you've got a promising quarterback. So there's talent here. I think that they would have to work with, and yeah, you're right. All that cap room could make it very intriguing. All right, so I'll tell you what. Let's play some true false real quick. Unless y'all want. All right, let's just play some true false. I only have a few of them today.
Let me put out our buddy Holy Waters comment. We don't deserve mediocrity or mediocre bullshit. You're 100% right, and that's the whole thing.
I wish we could though.
Like that is my whole thing with what I have against Eric Bieniemy. He's mediocre. I'm tired of mediocrity. I want something special. I want a special offensive coordinator. And these people that are clamoring for EB to take a job. No, I didn't go on Twitter yesterday just because we had 6 takeaways or turnovers and blame Eric Bieniemy. I've been saying, y'all know, I've been saying this for weeks now. I've been saying this about Eric Bieniemy.
Up the brakes.
I do not think he's that good. I do not. He's been one of my major disappointments because I came into this season. I said it from the beginning. I want Eric Bieniemy as the offensive coordinator. He's disappointed the fuck out of me. He really, really has. I want a special offense. I'm tired of this mediocre. I'm tired of settling for mediocrity. I want something good, and I am going to raise my fucking voice to get it. Like this is fucking like I'm done with the fucking mediocre bullshit.
Testify, Jesse.
Like fucking Holy Water said, I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. We should all be fucking over it.
What I get tired of more than anything on my leg and say, look, it's raining. And no, it's not. Don't tell me about the one thing that Ron says in his press conferences. It's 100% true is we're not going to change anything. No shit. And everybody knows it. Every single offensive coordinator that plays against that fucking defense goes, look what we can do. And they do whatever the fuck they want.
It's a really sad state of affairs when you are the get right team.
We are. We're 100%.
And that is it. I mean, look at New York Giants have won 3 games all season. 2 of them are against us. We've won 1 game at home.
Mm-hmm.
1.
Yeah.
And I was there for it.
That's sad. We were all there.
That is sad. I mean, where do you go? Where do you go from here? Because it is mediocre, but I also think we've picked up mediocre players and we've never addressed what we actually could have had.
It's all about this GM. This GM coming in.
Massively all about that, Jesse. You're absolutely right.
That's what I was saying earlier. It's the most important hire Josh Harris is ever going to make.
So yesterday, we turned the ball over 6 times. All right, including 1 for a touchdown on all but the last play of the game. All right. And we're still in the game. All right. So for Bieniemy, where do you rank his game plan? If you could say, all right, if Thomas doesn't fumble, if he doesn't throw those interceptions, how well could this team move the football? And was the game plan adequate? What do you think? Jesse, go ahead since you're talking about Bieniemy.
No, the game plan was not adequate. Listen, I appreciate that he ran the ball more
in the fourth quarter when we're down by 2 scores.
But exactly when you're fucking down by 2 scores with 10 minutes left in the fucking fourth quarter and you're running.
Well, it worked because they didn't know that they were like, they're doing what?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about going down. Yeah. It was like 2 second and 6 or third and 6, and you're going to fucking run the ball and get negative yards. So now you're making it a 3rd and 9. Mm-hmm. How stupid can you be? That was a dumb fucking play call, and you see this throughout the games. This is not just this game. This is the whole fucking season. He doesn't come in with a good game plan coming in. He tries to make adjustments at halftime way too fucking late. Like, where's this genius game planner that we were promised that we all heard of coming out of Kansas City? He's not there, and people are fucking sucking his dick about this shit. And I'm sorry. Listen, if you go back and fucking really go back and watch the game. I watched the games multiple times. Okay. Most of Sam Howell's big plays come off broken plays. They're not Bieniemy's called plays. These are after the plays have already broken down. So get the fuck out of here with this fucking Eric Bieniemy's should be the next head coach. Bullshit.
If it is, I'll tell you what, I've said from the start, this all sounds like it was something set up from the get-go. If you're buying this team, this is what's going to happen. Wink, wink, says Roger. So for me, when it comes down to Bieniemy's game plan, the fumbles and things like that, Sam was bad. He didn't play well. All right. He had bad fucking interceptions. The fumbles, the thing about it that drives me crazy, why I always said bring it down to coaching. For one, fumbles are fucking slop, and slop is coaching, period. We've seen why Gibson fumbles all the time because he doesn't cover the ball. In this situation, we were this close to having Thomas's knee down. We're this close to having Pringle's forearm down and those fumbles negated. But you got to give it to the Giants, and this is something that our team has no idea what to do. They punch it that fucking
punch
ball
out
the whole damn time. Our team, you ever watch our team try to cause a fumble? They grab at it like they're 6-year-olds. Give me it.
But
give me it.
Doesn't everybody know the peanut punch, John?
We
know
don't.
what I mean, throughout
no
the league.
idea. I don't know.
Listen, our first 2 seasons, we used to do that shit all the time.
Yeah,
we used to jump up. Our
did.
defensive line used to jump up and bat balls all the time.
Yeah.
You don't fucking see that shit no more. You don't fucking see that shit no more.
Joe,
And going back to the fucking Bieniemy tirade I was just on, who fucking doesn't practice the run game in the fucking offseason?
Unbelievable.
Who fucking doesn't do
run
that
the ball
shit?
in November, December?
Fucking
Right?
stupid.
Here's one though. I mean, EB, looking at that, I mean, I was quite pleased. I know it sounds stupid. I know it didn't work, but we've been screaming about having a more balanced game for a long time. And we had a balanced play call yesterday. You cannot function for what is going to happen with fumbles on returns. You can't do that. It is a killer. But I mean, who fumbled yesterday? Rodriguez, Pringle fumbled, Thomas fumbled,
Pringle fumbled,
Robinson fumbled, and it was recovered.
He got it back.
So
they got it back.
Yeah. But so there's 4. You know what I mean? Actually, when you think about it that way, and then we've picked up some serious injuries as well yesterday, which is another shitter because he's multiple leg fractures.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me on Twitter, bless him. So he said, thanks for putting it up. So he seems to be okay.
Thanks for putting out. Oh, did you go make him feel better at the hospital?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. He's my boy, man. I like him a lot. But free agent again in 2024. What we have to accept ourselves here is we're probably not going to win another game till the end of the season. We aren't. I honestly cannot see a win. And that is a sad state of affairs.
I'm calling it right now. We are going to beat San Francisco.
You know,
really?
the thing
I'm saying none.
The thing that would happen is that we're very competitive on Thursday, and we maybe lose by a field goal or even win. I'm telling you, right? Oh well, but no, there's no chance. Just can't see it.
It's just we aren't going to win another game, and it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. But you have to. I mean, why am I in November looking at the draft already and thinking, "Oh, Joe Alt could be here"?
That's what
it's just terrible, isn't it? It's rinse and repeat. It's rinse and repeat, cycle after cycle after cycle after cycle. But how long do we have to wait for this? Because my God, it's frustrating.
Well, hopefully,
it's seriously
make that proper GM hire. All right, so let me do some quick true or false here.
Go on, let's do it then.
All right, I got a couple of them. All right, Jesse. Eric Bieniemy will be our next head coach.
Fuck no.
Well, I don't know if is that feelings or what do you think?
No, absolutely not. Not with what. Not with. Yeah, no way. No, I don't think so. He hasn't done anything to warrant it whatsoever. I mean,
okay. I'm not.
Depends which way you skin the cat. If you're saying interim head coach, possibly.
I don't know why you would skin the cat though.
No, I know what you mean, but Friday, I think he could be interim head coach, but I don't want him to be.
I mean, when they think to shave the minge, isn't that what it is? Is that what you were talking about?
I don't know. There's more ways. It's a saying, isn't it? There's more ways to skin the cat. I don't know. I don't know where that comes from.
Probably what that means. Telling you what.
Maybe. Who knows? That's for the Bleeding Burgundy after party show.
That's right.
if you subscribe on Patreon, we will talk. We don't have a Patreon, by the way. So
oh man!
You can get John's back catalogue and Yam's back catalogue of hentai porn. It's there.
I tell you, my catalog of hentai porn.
I don't know. You probably have got one, to be fair.
I don't know. I'm trying to find my damn porno music here, and I can't find it. It's
not there anymore.
There it is.
Jessy will tell you the full story of seeing Bigfoot at training camp.
No, I'm more interested in talking to Yam about this octopus tentacle porn they like over there in Japan. What? Oh, baby, it's got 9 arms. Oh, yeah. 6 of them are in her mouth. What the hell are y'all people like that kind of shit for?
It's weird.
Yeah, they are. I tell you, I'm not going to try to be disparaging of any cultures or people or anything like that, but Japanese people are weird. Anyway, all right, well, yeah, don't be giving me faces.
All right, so look,
we go over there, Scott and I are going to go eat sushi off of some woman's stomach, and let's
take Jello shots from a belly button.
All right. So anyway, okay, true or false? Scott, Ron Rivera survives the season.
I don't want to. I want to say false, but I think it's true.
Yeah, I think it's true too.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, now this is the big question, Jesse. The culture is better. I feel like
this is a two-parter. I'm going to say true false. I'm going to say the front office and kind of operations, culture-wise, staff-wise, people, not necessarily all like football people, but your secretaries, your stuff like that. I think that has gotten better.
The shit we don't care about. That's gotten better.
Pretty much. But in real world thinking. But obviously we're still losing, so you can't. It's undecided.
Undecided. All right, Scott, what do you think? Is the culture better? Well, I'll come back to you.
Yeah, yes, it is off the field. Absolutely, yes.
In what
because and the only reason it is better is because we don't have a tyrant as our owner anymore. That is it. But that is it. I don't think it would have changed. I think Rom tried to bring in a culture change to the organization, right, and not the locker room. The organization. Yeah. Right now, is the culture better in the locker room? Absolutely not. I think it's fractured to shit. And this is what we call at the moment. This is where in our locker rooms, when we're watching football, for example, or soccer as we call it, in the UK, this is where we say the manager's lost the dressing room, because that is what's happened right now. You can clearly see this. I mean, John Allen coming out again last night. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I don't believe Ron's lost the locker room. I
haven't seen too much fracturing like that.
Yeah, I don't buy that at all.
I think they like Ron.
Yeah,
but
he's a player's coach, isn't he?
This is a pro sports team, all right, and that's a bottom line organization. You win or you don't. And
I'll give you five.
The culture. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish, Scott.
I'll give you 5 things. Nick Sirianni, 1 year. D'Amico Ryans, 1 year. Dan Campbell, 2 years. Doug Peterson, 1 year. It's not fucking difficult to turn a ship around.
They all have one. They have all one thing in common. Okay,
and quarterbacks.
Well, two things. 3 things. Better owner, a GM, and quarterback.
Right.
Okay. You got to have those things for a. Again, Ron's downfall is he bit off more than he could chew.
Well, dude, he says today in his press conference that we're learning to do things the right way. That's what's important to us. We're learning to do things the right way. We're still teaching you're still 4 years into learning this shit, and nobody does anything the right way. So what are you teaching him? This is the thing that aggravates me. He acts like he's some kind of fucking high school coach that has to be a dad to his kids. These are professionals. I don't give a fuck how old they are. They are pros, and they have been working their whole life to be professionals. They're ready to be professionals. Stop fucking teaching them the right way to do things. Look, I would have played the fucking star this week, except he didn't get his bow tie on correctly before dinner on Friday, so he's out. Fuck all this stupid shit, man. This is the thing I get so sick of. This is why I don't think the culture is better. Culture in sports means you win or you lose. Getting rid of Dan Snyder, Ron had nothing to do with that unless he started planting all that shit around that got Dan in so much trouble. All right. But no, Dan got himself thrown out. Ron was just along the ships, kind of hanging on for dear life as all that shit happened. But we don't win. Okay. Well, we can attract free agents. Fucking Nick Gates. Gee, thanks. We should have told that motherfucker we live down on the other side of town by the bus station and never answered the door when he showed up. We aren't pulling in anybody that's fucking awesomely great wants to come and play here for this team. So no, our culture, I don't think has changed even slightly. The team might be a little bit more cohesive, but all that means is that they're holding on to each other through this fucking shitstorm that they can't get anywhere. They're going to end up 4-13 this year.
When you see fractured locker rooms and people being disgruntled, you will start hearing it from the media. You haven't heard an ounce of that yet.
I got you with that. But do you genuinely think that they are playing for him though?
I do.
I don't think that's true.
I
for him,
listen, the efforts there. It's just they're not any good, and scheming sucks.
Yeah,
there's a lot of bad players on this team, but we like to hold these people up on pedestals because they're on our favorite team. But I'm sorry, I don't think Terry's a top 5 receiver like so many.
He hasn't been this year.
Fans, Commanders fans think so. The 2 supposedly dominant tackles that we had. Sorry, they had a good year together, but they're not top 5 defensive tackles in this league. Cam Curl, I love him as a 7th round pick, but he hasn't had the greatest year either. And then what do you have on the other side of the ball? You got a bunch of young players. Add Terry and Logan.
We got a punter.
We do got a punter.
We have a punter.
I think there's way more holes on this team than the good players on this team can fill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like Ron is respected, and that is undeniable.
Yeah.
This goes.
What's it get?
You're right. You're absolutely right. Now, listen, I appreciate what Ron went through and how he held the ship together through the time of turmoil, through his cancer. It is time for him to go.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Ron Rivera like our buddy Timothy says. I'm sorry. I don't. I think he's a good person. He is a kind person. He loves players. Players love him. It's just his time has passed, and it's time after the season to build from square one. And sometimes you get lucky if you have a big enough core nucleus, you can turn a team around if you get a quarterback. Jared Goff's a good quarterback. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, he went to the Super Bowl with the fucking Rams.
You get an enthusiastic, motivated coach and a couple more pieces. A team like the Lions can turn around in 1 year. You get a good quarterback like the Texans, a team can turn around in 1 year.
That's a defensive-minded coach, too, man. He's got fresh mind.
Yeah, you got to have people in place from the top all the way down to your second string holder. I mean, it takes them all. It takes them all.
Speaking of second string holder, I wonder if we put him in front of the broadside of a barn, if Cameron Cheeseman could hit him with, say, 3 out of 10 snaps.
Doubtful.
The other thing as well there, I mean, look, that's what you've got to think about as well, is look at the drafts. Tell me on them drafts, apart from probably Cam Curl is the only one. He's drafting, and is it him or is it the 2 Martys that have come in? Because they've been terrible. This latest draft has been awful.
Fucking Fedarian Mathis is playing 30% of the snaps during the course of any given game, and what the hell? He's a 2nd round pick.
Listen, look,
Sam Cosme is he actually that good?
The actual plan.
Apparently, yesterday he did play well, according to PFF.
Actually, the plan for Mathis, they were expecting to keep one of these 2, defensive ends, and Payne would have gone, but injuries and shit, hit the fan on that.
Payne also played his ass off, man. The dude had a lights out.
Yeah. No, and you didn't see. No one really could have saw that coming, so I don't blame him for that. I think Mathis will be a good player for us for some times coming. And listen, draft picks, fucking throw a goddamn dart at a dartboard if they're going to be good or not. Yeah, you can have some insights, but there's more than it's more than just
I don't know
this guy's going to be great.
So bad, because honestly, when I hear Ron continually talk to me about how we're looking at position flex and okay, why don't you play somebody at what they're good at rather than hold them out? Rather than hold them out.
Ricky Stromberg, best center in the whole of the SEC, can't get a game.
Nope. Well,
we'll play him at left We'll play him at left guard.
We'll play him at left guard. Keep that fucking guy Bates in there. These guys, they draft not to have these guys do what they do. Although, we'll get to them when we do head smacks and butt pats. But it drives me crazy with this. They draft these kids and they act like it's still 1974, where you draft them and then you have them till they're 35 years old if you want to keep them. And we're going to teach them. We're going to teach them. It takes fucking 3-4 years for a guy to get on the field on this team. We need linemen, all right? And every one of them we draft can't play because they're not ready to play because Ron thinks, 2nd round, perfectly good time to draft a guy that we're going to need to teach for 3 years on how to play football.
I'm going to go back and watch our prediction show, John, and have a good laugh at how many yards we all thought Jahan Dotson was going to get this year.
Well, he's not
2nd year slump. Woo.
Not having.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, touchdown yesterday, but not really having a good season. When we talk about
also,
our, we do need that. We need that AJ Brown big body fucking.
Yeah, we do, and we talked about Terry as well of being the guy and saying, "Oh, Terry is the guy," and Jesse saying we could trade him. I completely understand. Everybody's on the trading block now, but in his defense, you can't get 100 yards a game if you're not getting targeted.
What if you're not getting open? What if you're not getting open?
That's true too.
True. Yeah, I know. I get that. I understand.
I'm looking at. I watch. Sometimes I do get a chance to watch the All 22 one time on my NFL Plus when it works.
Right.
And so I think that has a lot to do with scheme, though. I will say that it has a lot to do with the scheme.
Yeah, the position of the trees of the routes that you got to run. Sometimes they take a long time. We've got good speed guys. We get a larger body wide receiver that can handle something. You can't just go out and find AJ Brown off the street, although the Eagles did, but you get a guy like that, and then you can really probably turn Dotson and Terry loose to let them get their potential. And Dotson, you just got to catch the ball when it comes to you, buddy.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, what you mean, big body receiver like Cam Sims?
Oh, don't even stop.
Get out of here with you with that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. This GM hire, whoever it is, it's so important. It's so important. And I think I'm going to give it 2 seasons to see a full tour. You got to give them more than just a season because there's more holes than they can fill in this off season.
Plus, Jesse, as we've said,
a lot of them though. They got a lot of room and they got a lot of money.
We've all said as well, though, 25 players are off this team next year.
Yeah. That's a lot of holes to fill, man.
That's a massive turnover.
Yeah,
that's a massive turnover.
90 million may sound like a lot, but it really isn't with the amount of free agents that we have.
All right, so let's go to this. Butt pass. Attaboy. Head smacks.
Can we just do head smacks? I mean,
there's butt pats to be passed around. Go ahead, Scott. Why don't you start us off? I saw you rubbing your hand there. I think you got
Thank you. No one wants to have ready for that conversation yet.
As bad as Scott Turner was, he could scheme Terry open. Like Dotson does need the wobblers of Heineke to actually catch a ball. I'm praying this team improves Terry to the Texans for their first round pick.
I'm saying, hey, Turner, you could scheme wide receivers open all the time. All the fucking time. Anyway, okay, go ahead. But we're doing offensive butt pats.
We were doing offensive butt pats and head smacks and that kind of thing.
Jesse, you go first.
I agree with you.
I'm going to say Brian Robinson. Yeah,
Brian Robinson.
I think he had a really good game, minus the fumble that we got back. But yeah, I think he played the best. He's really starting to come on. I love Brian Robinson.
Yeah, B-Rob as well.
I want to get him started earlier in the game.
Yeah, me too.
When he does those off tackle runs, man, that guy can get going like a freight train. He's like a train.
Yeah.
And he's nimble too. That's the thing. He can dodge in and out through traffic and then fucking
if he can show patience and find the right hole, man, I think he's really, really good. He kind of reminds me of a. I mean, I'm gonna get shit from Scott G, but like a mini fucking Derrick Henry when he gets going.
I'd like
people don't want to tackle him.
His stride, man. I'd like to see
people don't want to tackle him.
All right, Scott. What about you? You got a butt pat for the offense?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it is a full butt pat, but I mean, because he fumbled. But Chris Rodriguez, 43 yards yesterday, a high of 16, and an average of 7.6 a carry. He's a beast, man. He just needs to get it. He just needs to get it together. There was no change up, and this is what we wanted to see all season. There was no change up between Brian Robinson and Rodriguez. It was like they were the same people.
So, see, this is where I know you corrected me yesterday because I was so pissed off. I was fucking typing my shit, but it's like Brian Robinson is knocking these motherfuckers around. All right. He's banging them around in the passing game. He's banging them, moving that ball down the field. We get down to the 5-yard line. We bring in a guy that hasn't had a carry all fucking year. And he goes nowhere. They run a stupid play that isolates him to the outside. Or he bounced it to the outside where he wasn't supposed to because all of a sudden he's out there by himself getting tackled at the 5. And now it's 2nd down, 3rd down, 2 passes. What do you know? Here comes Joey Sly. That was the moronic thing. Sometimes we outsmart ourselves and say to ourselves, hey, why don't we just try this? Fuck that. You know what you do in football? This is football. Brian Robinson is knocking these motherfuckers around. Put him out there and say, by the way, knock him around on 2. Hut.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know.
Do you have a butt pat, John?
Yeah.
I'll give one butt pat on the offense to Sam Howell, not for his interceptions or anything like that,
Oh,
for the
really?
touchdown run. Because, dude, Mr. Pinball, my man,
Not for me.
that's the only reason I'll give
Fuck
it
that.
to him.
I thought that was fucking. I thought that was stupid. Hand the
Hey,
ball off.
you know what? He gets up. That's the thing. He gets up.
I know. I get that.
He's a
but-
tough son of a bitch. I'll give him props for
I
being
don't
tough.
need-
And I'm going to give
No,
another
no.
butt pat for Charles Leno
Come
and for
on.
fucking Samuel going over there and standing up for him and fucking
Absolute
backing those
bullshit.
boys
Not
up against the
interested.
wall. So
Nah.
yeah, I'm going to give it one.
I'll fight you on. I'll fight you on this one, John. I'll die on the hill for that one. They can get to fuck both of them. That is absolute bullshit. You ain't doing anything. You ain't doing anything there. Just. No, I'm gonna push you around a bit. I'm gonna rub your helmet a little bit. Oh, come on.
No,
That
no,
was disgusting.
Samuel was throwing blows, though. Samuel was throwing blows.
No, he was okay. Yeah, I'll give him.
Yeah, he ended up ejected with his helmet going. But yeah, I mean, they can't pull out a knife or anything.
I don't want to see Sam Howell trying his best to run into the end zone, ending up on the floor and going into the blue medical tent. Absolutely not. Not for me.
When he hit
Get
that,
fucking
do
not do that.
The second shot he took at the goal line when he just kind of just bounced backwards. Yeah. But man, I knew it. I could see it in him. You dude's got a center of gravity down in his goddamn ankles. You can't knock him over. You can't just knock him and make him fall down.
He's just asking to get injured.
Got to get smart.
Yeah, exactly, Jesse. How many times? Hang on. Can we just rinse and repeat what we've done here before? How many times have we seen an injured quarterback?
Yeah. I tell you what. Last week, I'm listening to John Keim, and I think he was talking with Bram. That was his Tuesday show.
Yeah.
After the game, he says he feels better now than he did when he was in college. He says, I don't feel pain. I don't feel any. It's not. He thinks it's not so bad. So I'm thinking he got knocked on that play. But
one bad fall on that right shoulder, and that's done. You're done.
You're done. But look at that's what I mean. Look at all of the injuries we have at quarterback throughout the NFL. Yeah. It's only a matter of time, touching wood. But yeah, go on.
Right, head smacks offense.
Smacks offense, lots to pass around, I am sure. Go ahead.
I will start, and Eric Bieniemy.
You gotta put on a protective glove when you hit him on that head, because that is one serious bone he's got on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of head smacks to go around, and people will say, "Well, you're just giving Eric Bieniemy a head smack for the 6 turnovers." No, I'm not. Listen, you made the mistake the first game we played for not preparing for Wink Martindale's defense. You did the same thing this time. You're still calling 5 and 7 step drops when you know you don't have a great offensive line.
Right.
I mean,
they handled it early, very early.
Like, come on, guys. I mean, we got to get better. You got to get better. You got to be better. You got to be better.
Right. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I'm going to give a head smack to Sam Howell. You cannot throw picks. You cannot throw picks like that. You had a terrible game, sir.
Yes.
Get better. Do not. What are you doing on 3rd down, running and going, oh, it's okay, I'll throw it deep. On the first, the first series of the game? And then at the end, when you think to yourself, there actually is a chance here. And I kind of believe that you're going to lead us down the field and we're going to win this game. You dink it off. And
no,
I the ball up there.
I think he thought he had.
I mean, it was. Yeah, I think that was tipped as well. But even so, it's like, come on now. Do you know what I mean?
I'll agree with you on that, because I thought he held the ball again yesterday, and not long. It wasn't like he was standing there like the rabbit caught in the headlights, just wondering what the fuck to do. But like on 2 of those interceptions, the ball did get hit. His hand got hit because it was just another flash of an instant that he held the ball to give that receiver that extra chance. But yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Even though I gave him a butt pat for that touchdown run, he played badly yesterday. He made stupid decisions.
It was terrible.
Poor throws. He was throwing freaking jump balls up there, man, and it just wasn't going his way. And I'm gonna go ahead and give one to Thomas. Dude, you can't fumble. You can't fumble like that. And I mean,
he was having a good game till that too. Yeah,
it was early in the game.
Oh, well, he had an overall good game, but that really fucked it up.
Yeah,
58 yards is not bad for a tight end.
No, but right at that juncture in the game, after we had come off of that interception and survived it, we have a chance to drive down, maybe get some points, and start to try to put our clamp down on the game. And nope, dude, you can't fumble like that. So.
Defense.
Logan Thomas. All right,
can we go? Can I go one more? One more big head smack.
Go ahead.
Just special mention to Charles Leno. Fuck,
He had a bad
amazing
game.
again yesterday.
He had a bad
Absolutely
game.
awful. If
That's
someone like, you just cannot get hold of Kayvon Thibodeau, no matter what he does. I mean,
he's
he's
just
a big boy.
matchup for him.
He's a terrible boy. But you've got to think to yourself, dude, if he's coming up to you and talking shit and saying thanks for 10 sacks today, get out of here. Do you know what I mean? Come on. Don't give me that fake tough guy shit when you can't protect your quarterback. I don't forget. I keep receipts. I remember you last year shouting, "Oh, watch out," to Taylor Heineke, you fucking bum. The sooner you are handing out Christmas presents and out of my team, the better. Fuck off.
Harsh.
You are
Harsh
shit.
words from Mr. Scott. Tell you what,
I thought all Brits were Dyson proper.
Fucking
Maybe
right
it's just-
off.
Maybe it's just difficult going from Trent Williams to Charles Leno. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Fuck Keith's corner. We're going Scotty's potty.
That's right. Scotty's really done it. We got to work on your rhyming dictionary.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. So my head smack on the defense is it's Jack Del Rio, man. And it's just because you cannot just leave when the tight end says there's just staying in man. And you can't do that. This is the NFL. This is college. You can't even do that shit in college. They'll eat you up, man. You can't just leave your. We say it all the time. They disguise nothing, and then when they line up at pre-snap, the fucking quarterback break the huddle with 20 seconds, 25 seconds to go or whatever, and he can just stand there while the offensive coordinator looks down over the field and goes, "Oh, okay, well they're going to do this. So here, why don't you do that and call me back, and when you get to the huddle on the next play." And it happens so goddamn often. I can't stand it. Listening to St. Juice tell me yesterday they have communication problems, motherfucker. How what is this fucking defense written in ancient?
The reason they've got communication issues, John, is he's fucking speaking in French. Of course, they're not going to understand him.
I got five head smacks, Scott. So you want to go ahead first?
I'll take one. I'll take one. Kendall Fuller, mate, you need to be in an infomercial for you need to be in an infomercial for Medicare. You were fucking juked out of your socks by someone. How old is this guy?
That was bad.
Where's the Zimmer frame, mate? I do not want anything to do with you whatsoever. And you are only 30. I thought you were 45 yesterday. The way you played,
his cleats are still stuck in FedEx Field. That was
That's right.
Cam Curl, Percy Butler, Benjamin St-Juste, Danny Johnson. You said Kendall Fuller, the whole secondary. Besides Emmanuel Forbes, I thought Forbes played well.
You, your friends, and your Johnson.
That's right. You, your friends, and your Johnsons. Get the fuck out of here.
Scott, we agreed third time. Or no, that was the was that the first time, Scott G? F. Obata, we haven't talked about that. Scott's gonna cry. That's why Scott's so pissed off, is because F. Obata.
I bought his jersey and everything.
That's all right.
So mad. He will not see F. Obata for the rest of the season.
Forever.
He had multiple multiple fractures.
Ron Payne rolled right up on him.
He DM'd me, Jesse. He's broken
did he?
in 3 places. Places.
I know he had surgery today, or was it this morning or something?
Yeah, it was this morning.
Yeah, shout out to FA, man. That actually hurt.
I sent him some flowers and some.
I know how he feels. Let me tell you something. Last week I cut this fingernail here a little just too short. Man, it was fucking stinging all.
You got a hangnail.
That's right. That's right, Scott G. We'll circle it on the calendar. We actually agreed multiple times in one day.
All right, I'm going to pass out some butt pats on defense. Go ahead, Scott. You're first.
Butt pats on defense.
Yes, butt pats on defense. I do believe there were some that were.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the sacks. I suppose we can go with the sacks.
I'll tell you what. I'll start. KJ Henry.
Attaboy. Yeah. Okay.
We got a player there. I think we got a guy that looks the part. He has a really nice bend coming around the edge. He's got good speed and he's got good.
Yeah, he's quick.
Yep.
Okay, I got one. I got one, but I never thought I'd say it.
Please go ahead and say
Mayo.
Yeah. Gotta give it to him. Oh, I see. I'm so used to Mayo. I have my I gave him the head smack.
David Mayo played a hell of a game, man.
Like you said yesterday, John, it was his
played by
birthday.
Barkley up the sidelines. So,
Oh,
yeah,
David,
I thought he
man.
played well. Good first half. Jesse, you had Malcolm Forbes.
Who?
Malcolm Forbes. Why do I always say that?
Emmanuel Forbes.
Emmanuel Forbes. Why do I always say Malcolm Forbes? Who the fuck is even Malcolm Forbes?
Yeah. Forbes looked like the playmaker that he was. We thought he was drafting. He was all over some receivers, and they were good. They were clean plays on the ball too. So yeah, definitely a shout out to.
Juan Martin played okay.
Martin, I thought had a good play yesterday, and I mean I say that with one play.
One play.
Oh, yeah. But that was a perfect fucking hit, man.
He gets a head smack just being in the same room as the other.
Do you give butt pats to Allen and Payne here because I'm expecting them to get sacks?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't help but say, okay, they did well. They got 9 sacks.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Hey,
as a totality of their play of the season, no.
Yeah. No.
Now, we should expect at least a sack from one of them each game. You know,
I'm thinking this. Okay, 9 sacks is pretty remarkable, but there's no way I would crow about any of that because Jesus Christ, this is a team that you should be able to do that with. There's that word again, right? But if our defense played up to the draft levels that they have, to the talent levels that they supposedly have, we should come out of a game like that with no fewer than 5 sacks, as far as I'm concerned. Malcolm Forbes was the owner of Forbes magazine. Thank you, Timothy. Why the hell do I have him in my head?
Oh, I know we were having a conversation. I think it was with your son Max on our chat yesterday about sack record for this team, and it was 14 because they didn't start keeping sacks until I think
1982.
It was. I think the 81 season was it the 81 season. I think they had like 40 games, kind of like 14.
John remembers it like it was yesterday.
81. That's when I graduated high school.
There you go, then.
I did. That was the year I got out of high school.
Are we done with this shit show?
I guess we're done with
think
this.
so.
Anybody all right. So we have Thanksgiving is coming up now. Do you guys? Do you want to do anything on Wednesday for the game coming up on Thursday, or are we even going to bother? You want to do our preview for fucking Thursday's game?
We could do if Scott has time. We can do a mix up of a preview and then our NFL picks. Because
we can do that. We can do that.
Is there a Black Friday game this year?
It's the Jets and do I want to think
there is a Black Friday game? Okay,
yeah. I think it's the Jets and the Dolphins. Which should
be boys, I'm recording Wednesday with early. I'm recording the 1 Point Safety show early on Wednesday evening, my time. So, but I will be finished by about 9:30. So
we'll have our people get with your people.
It's good for me, man. I'm good.
Yeah, our people will get with your people, and we will figure it out. And for those of you that don't see us, have a happy Thanksgiving. And hey, listen, man, drive safely if you're out there on the roads, and hit those like buttons. Give us a good review or whatever it is you want to do. It. Thank you very much, Timothy, for setting me straight on Malcolm Forbes. I appreciate that. 50-10. Oh man,
I listen. He's probably not far off base.
He's not far off.
He's probably not.
If the over under is anywhere near 45, I am hitting the over by miles.
I guarantee you, on the pregame show, they're going to show friggin' Antonio Gibson waving bye-bye to whatever that Cowboy's name was that we smoked them on Thanksgiving a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see that.
Either we're gonna do something stupid and win like 22-17, or get blown out like 53-9 or something like that.
Yeah.
Aren't they putting are they putting Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Fame that day?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Fuck right. Honest to God, Jerry Jones talking to Porky Pig out there. Oh God dang! Listen to the Fox pregame on the odd chance that I actually get it on before the game comes on. Jimmy Johnson's 80. Terry Bradshaw is 78 years old. I'm just out there. Let me tell you something about the football game today. My God, they got nothing that they can tell me.
Is Gronk going to take over the Bradshaw role?
I think so.
I should think so. Gronk's got a mouth that's.
Brady's is Tom Brady not signed up for next year? I think he had to wait 2 years.
Gronk is dumber than a box of fucking rocks.
Well, Brady's part of the Raiders. He bought into the Raiders.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, so he
I mean,
can't.
Bradshaw wasn't very smart either. So I guess that's.
But yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. We are currently in 7th, and when we haven't won, we don't win a game for the rest of the season. We should have the probably 3rd or 4th overall pick.
Trade it for one of these QB needy teams.
See what happens. All right, then. Until Wednesday evening at 5:30, we will see you boys later.